Hey fam, Riley Speaks here, and welcome to my channel where we explore what it takes to be the best we can be. I'm born in the Philippines. I migrated to Guam. I was an immigrant. I was raised on Guam, and then recently moved to New York. During my move to New York, the pandemic happened, and all odds were against my favor. And despite all this, I was able to position myself comfortably financially, emotionally, mentally, and physically. I want to share you guys 3 things that kept me afloat and that kept me persevering throughout this time. And you have to do these 3 things before you become rich. Number 1, define what rich means to you. What does rich mean to you? Does it mean a lot of cars, a lot of clothes, a lot of friends, a lot of money? What does it mean to you? Here's a story. I have a friend. She's a security expert and she works extremely hard, to a point where I look at her and I'm like, this girl wants to be Elon Musk rich. She wants to have all the money. So then I ask her, what is your goal ultimately? She tells me, I just want to live in a barn, have a small business, give back to society, and live the simple quality life. To her, rich means work-life balance, the quality of life. You have to ask yourself, what does rich mean to you? Number 2, ask yourself, is it worth it? You ever just, in the middle of your work, ask yourself, why the hell am I even doing this? Is it to support your lifestyle? Is it to support your loved ones? Or even deeper meaning, is it to give back to society? Is it to help others? You have to understand and know the answer to this question. Back in Guam, before I moved to New York, I had a big decision to make. Whether to stay in Guam and accept a administrative position or to move to New York and start over. After listing down all the pros and cons, I ended up choosing New York because it fell in line, more importantly, to what I felt and how I defined rich. So you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is what I'm going to do today going to be worth it in the future? And will it be able to accomplish the goal that I'm trying to chase? Before we move on to step number 3, if I added value so far to your time, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe to this channel as I work to grow this channel so that we can grow together. So number 3, you just gotta do it. You gotta do what it takes, man. So if you have number 1 and number 2 answered for you already, you gotta do what it takes. So whatever it is, if you're trying to get buff, if you're trying to make more friends, you're trying to have a more personal brand, you gotta do what it takes, and it comes with sacrifice. I'll give you an example. Right before I made the decision, or right after I made the decision to go to New York, I had to save money, study for the certs, apply for jobs, let friends know, all that jazz. And it wasn't easy. It took a lot of sacrifices. I stopped going to places or events. To save money, I studied a lot for certs so I can get accepted to jobs. And I applied to at least 50 jobs out in New York. And luckily, I was able to get a job, save enough money, and to transition. You just gotta do what it takes. You have to do what it takes. And you have to do what it takes. As soon as you get number 1 and 2 down, number 3, just go all in. Full send. These 3 things is basically what you have to do before you become rich. It has worked for me, and personally I feel like I am rich based on my definition. I want you to challenge yourself. Do these 3 things next time you plan to do something big. Make moves and dream big, my friends. Riley Speaks. Laters.